Colin Greenwood, bass guitarist with Radiohead, and by Robert Sandel of Virgin Records. Well, what's your reaction to today's decision?
Well, we're pleased, obviously, that the principle of copyright has been upheld, because really that's what this is about. And what I think is very important to stress is that no one is actually trying to reject this technology. We're not trying to disinvent something which is clearly not going to go away. The problem is that the way it's been applied has been with a complete disregard for the wishes of the artists and the record companies whose copyrights they're essentially trading in.
So they're trading in copyrights of people like you, Colin. Isn't it wrong to be stealing your music?
Going back to your title, I wouldn't want to defend people who are making money out of our music, but at the same time, I'd want to say that, you know, the important thing is to embrace this technology and not put your head in the sand like so many record companies have done, because it's not going away. And for us as a group, speaking personally, it's given us a new lease of life, because it's enabled us to do various things, like have to perform live concerts, webcasts from our studio, do video, shoot videos ourselves that cost a fraction of video budgets normally. And also, for example, we just finished a tour, we played in Barcelona. The next day, the entire performance was up on the Napster and was downloaded, and 3 weeks later when we got to play in Israel and Tel Aviv, the audience knew the words to all the new songs, and it was wonderful. You know, it was a great dissemination of our material.
Boosting him as an artist.
Completely.
Fantastic. Well, the simple point is that if artists like Colin want their material to be disseminated over the web in that way, then and they agree to it, then fine, no problem. But as we saw, and as your package made clear, there are some artists who don't like it. And the point about Napster is at no point did they actually consult the artists whose MP3 files they were effectively allowing to be traded as to whether or not they wanted that to happen or not. Our point simply is that the artists and the record companies have to be consulted, and we never were.
Is this simply about people who are freeloaders, who are just interested in getting records music for free, do you think?
Well, there's two issues. The first issue is all this is about is exchanging files on the internet, and this has been happening since the internet started. And it's just digital information. And when CDs were produced by record companies, the cat was let out of the bag anyway. And the other issue is that, you know, Nick Hornby would never write a book about like what was on his hard drive, you know, because the whole aura of music, it's about, you know, for example, I was trying to find Mantronics on the web last week, and it's all about MP3, and it's all about, you know, digital music. And I tried to download a couple of things, and then it was really annoying, and I spent the next 3 hours tramping around West London, going in and out of record shops, and had my hands on the vinyl, like one of the people in your report said, and you're never going to lose that, you know. And it's just, you know, digital music, it's just one of the many things that contribute to an artist getting their message across, and of course it's going to change. And of course record companies are going to have to embrace it and change with it and find different ways of getting revenue, maybe using the Napster as a business model for their own, you know, online thing. Like, for example, you know, that guy is sitting in front of the computer, he had to burn a CD, you know, he's trying to get the music, a lot of the times it doesn't work, you know. So
you're running scared unnecessarily, and actually, isn't this sort of echoes of prohibition? No, you may have stopped Napster, you're not going to stop the rest of it.
We're not running scared, and we're not actually trying to stop the technology that Napster employs. We're simply trying to restrict the application of it so that intellectual copyright, which is a very important principle, without which none of us would have jobs, is actually protected. And we, as record companies, that's one of the major things we have to do. We only exist, and our artists only have careers because their intellectual copyright is protected. And Napster in very obvious ways. And now this is the second judgment in America which has agreed it. And let's not forget American courts which recently ruled against Microsoft, and not particularly friendly per se to big business. They've accepted that intellectual copyright is essentially infringed and threatened.
Is there a broader battle here, Colin, between communism and older style capitalism?
Well, yeah, I mean, what I find a lot more offensive is the way the internet is being appropriated by large companies and the mergers that are happening as a way of controlling content and creating these sort of corporate intranets. That means like an internet within an internet that has its own content. And what this is all about basically is with these companies like AOL merging, they're trying to set up their own TV stations. And obviously a TV station needs content. And if you can sit in your home in San Diego and get your music from an MP3 without having to go through, like, watch the radio or BBC or whatever and get it directly from someone else, then you don't need, like, these big corporations supplying us content.
Colin Greenwood and Robert Sandel, thank you both. And time now to have a look at tomorrow morning's newspaper.